Hey everyone, this is Live with David and Cheryl. We are here and Sprite is here today. Let's make sure we're on, and I'm sure we are.
Can you hear us? David Gross with Conde Systems. Sprite.
Yes.
Hi guys.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, I see us.
How about audio? We got audio, guys?
Let's make sure, but it looks like you do.
Awesome.
Audio.
Yep, we're here.
We're going to fight those gremlins off.
Well, the good news is, the really, really good news, and hopefully, yep, hello, thank God it's Friday, yes, okay, can you hear all of us? Can you hear? Really good, yay! Okay, so that's perfect. So, I just want to tell you that I believe it is permanently fixed now because the third-party company that I use had to do something to get it, I guess, right with Facebook. And so now that that's happened, but I would like to show you guys a couple of things that I did. First off, David, you will love and appreciate this, I'm sure, but you'll never believe it. But I went to this place called Odd Lots here, and because I'd found these cute little frames that I was putting my metal in, and I'll show you in just a second here. And I absolutely loved them. So, yeah.
Nice.
So I wanted to go get some more. Well, they didn't have them. But look at what they did have. This is... Can you...
Oh, is that a unisub panel?
It is! Can you believe that? It was. So there was 13 of them, and it actually says, because the first one, it just looked like a white plaque, white with this plaque, and so I'm looking at it and I'm seeing if it's got plastic, and it does, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks like sublimation. Then as I go through all of them, it says Sublimation cherry wood plaque. I'm like,
Awesome.
I'm taking them. So I got them for $1.89, I think, a piece.
Wow, you can't beat that.
And that's Odd Lots.
Odd Lots, yeah.
I think it's more like a Big Lots kind
Big
of thing, like an
Lots.
overstock store.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that I did today.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, what I really want you to check out is how I put he asked, she said yes on the book. Can you see that?
Cool. So you had to use a special text effect to...
Yes. Am I getting the whole picture in here though?
Yeah.
You can see it all. Okay. Yeah. Is that awesome?
Oh, it is. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So you
Yeah.
use the perspective tool in
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it really came out. I couldn't believe it when I took off the sheet. I'm like, of course, as always, totally blown away. After all these years of doing sublimation, I'm still blown away by the look of it, the finished product. And then here's another one that I did.
Ooh, nice.
Very cute. Love that.
Yeah. So anyway, I was having fun. Oh, and then one more little, I did this little, well, actually I showed this today, but this little makeup bag thing.
Oh,
So
very
cool.
cute.
yeah, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, I made that for her.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Your studio looks great.
oh, thank you. Well, I'll do a little tour at some point. I will do one, but I love it. I love what my husband has done, but it's not quite finished yet, but good enough for our show. So
That's right.
Well, we were going to change our location today to one of our labs, and we had some challenges there, and some of our technical people had to get in and fix some things, and so they got behind, and so we got run out of there. But maybe next week
Yeah.
we can go back there and press some big glass like this and some Chromolux just to go through using big equipment. It's so much fun.
yeah, I agree. I think that would really be great, actually.
Yeah.
So
But the moral of the story is that if you're a Conde client, you can take advantage of our print services today, which is probably best used for large things like a large piece of glass, a floor mat, car mat, metal, things like that. We're not really into doing stuff that you can do with a desktop printer. And so you can, if you're thinking about buying bigger equipment, you probably shouldn't until you prove your business model. So we're a great resource. We may be able to even find somebody that's closer to you. Cheryl has a 44-inch printer with a DK32, which is
that I love, mind you. I love
26 by 32, I believe.
Yes, so, it is, and it's. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of muscle, but I get some good workouts.
Yes. So want to thank your folks that met us in Portland. We had a fantastic show in Portland, and so whoever was there, I want to thank them. I'm not sure who won the Cheryl meet and greet. I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
But we had a second booth that was set up for our coloring station, and that turned out to be a hoot. People would sit down, color, then take their piece of paper down to our booth, and we would decorate it. And it really turned out to be a lot of fun. It was just a break from the tradition, and people got to participate. So I think we put up a couple of photographs of the folks that were doing that. And we've worked out a deal where we're gonna do it in Cleveland. So Cleveland's coming up fast next month.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think it's in July or June.
June, like I don't know, 14th, 15th, 16th, something like that. So we'll be doing the coloring station there as well. So really good. So trying to think of other things. Open house is coming up June 2nd. And I'm sure we'll have a few of your folks that attend open. Now, first person from Cheryl's group that comes up to me and says, I'm from Cheryl's group, gets a $25 gift coupon for Conde stuff. So look forward to that.
And not only that, but at our open house, we're doing a special Christmas in July. So if you guys come to our open house and you spend $200, then you receive a gift. And that gift, it's a gift box. It's worth $150. It's going to have all kinds of fun stuff in it. Lots of great products, designs, things like that. So we're going to have a limited number of these. So if you register at our open house, you have a qualifying order of $200 or more, you'll receive a box. And then...
Okay, Sprite, I just want you to know we cannot see you.
I mean...
Are you?
Yeah, like I'm not in the frame, or?
Yeah, you're not on the frame.
Well, she is truly standing beside me. Can you reframe it?
Can you?
Okay. Yeah. Let me see what I can do on my end, because I'm not seeing it. No, it just makes it.
So you can't see the heat press or anything.
No, I'm not seeing that at all.
We might need to get you to come down this way and just turn it.
Well, what can you see?
I can see you, and I can see the piece that you have on the side there. I can see that.
Can you scoot it a little bit, reframe it?
I can't. I'm not sure, but let's see. Let me see if I can... Okay, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you see me and David now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to work on it.
All right, so if you have a $200 order, then you qualify for our free box. We only have a limited number, and we will have some left over. And so on June the 8th through the 15th, if you place an order over $200, you will also qualify for the $150 Christmas in July box while supplies last.
Yeah, assuming we've got boxes. So to just restate, we're having, it's really just fun, if you will.
Yeah.
And we put together a fresh new box of stuff, and it's great stuff. We're going to obviously keep it a secret for a little while longer here. And but all hand-picked, neat sublimation related products. I think there's no transfer stuff in there, but anyway. So
paper.
Yeah, so it's going to go. First dibs are for people who attend the open house. Then, assuming we've got boxes left, which we made a lot of boxes, then we will open it up during the second time frame from
The 8th through the
June
15th.
8th through 15th. And for both things, all you do is you place a qualifying order of $200 or more, and you get the box.
Yep.
Yeah, again, just do something fun. Do
Christmas in
something
July.
different. Yeah.
Yep. And we had the winners of our review contest that we held, and you guys have been emailed. I don't have my notes in front of me. Meredith is out today, so we're completely unprepared. But from now on, each week, if you submit a product review, you are in the running for a $25 Conde credit. So that's weekly. We'll be doing that. So submit your reviews. You know, that you don't have to tell us if you like it. You can tell us if you don't like it. That's fine. We want to hear from you. You know, and it's your chance to win an additional $25.
And we will be having a contest for our group here, announcing that hopefully
real
today.
quick before we leave the review. So what is a review? A review could be what you did with the product, how much you sold it for, what you put on the product, a brief description, market that you tried to tap into, samples you made. There's so many great tips that you can pass along. We're not looking for an Amazon style review. We're looking for a review that if somebody reads it, they will benefit by it, by learning maybe. You could even put into it a little trick you did for sublimation. So it's really above and beyond, you know, just, oh, I love the product. It's really something that your fellow sublimators can benefit from reading.
Yeah, and so not only that, we do have a lot of ways for you guys to earn Conde cash. You know, if you submit a blog, so once again, like David was saying, if you're doing, you know, let's say you buy a bunch of dog tags and you sell them to a special church group, write a blog about it. Tell us how you did it. Tell us how you marketed it. If your blog is uploaded, you'll get a $25 credit. You can submit those to submitablog@conde.com. Don't forget to upload your images on our client gallery for that weekly prize to win $25. And yeah, we just have all kinds of good stuff going on.
Yeah, you know, we just love what we do, and we want to learn from you. We want to share what you're doing successfully, and build a bigger, better community. That's exactly what Cheryl has contributed here as a community. We just want to continue to grow it.
Yes. Okay, so what Father Day surprises do you have?
Well, so we have just a little grouping that I'm going to do.
You know what? Before we do that, I've had several people ask me about the templates for the mug boxes. Mm-hmm. And how to design them. So I would like for you to just give us a couple of pointers, if you will, on designing them.
Okay. Okay. So when you open the file, when you open the template, it has the fold lines, and it tells you, you know, which flap is which. So, you know, what I like to do is do like a nice base image, you know, like a background or a texture, and then do a logo or a monogram on the back flap or the side flap or the top flap. The only thing that you need to remember is that when you do that top flap, you need to flip it 180 degrees. I am making a video on how to design in the mug template. So, you know, I was supposed to do it this week, but I didn't. But I'll get on that, and I'll let you guys know when it's uploaded.
Okay, that's perfect because I've had several people ask me. I was actually going to do a video myself, but okay, that's perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And, you know, at some point or another, we probably ought to run a mug box contest. So,
Yes. Why don't we just do that?
Why don't we do that?
I think that works for me.
Yeah, me too.
And so basically, you know, again, you know, it's one of those kinds of things that, you know, if you can't get your hands on a mug box, you could always try to mock it up with just a big piece of paper.
Yeah.
So if, you know, if for whatever reason you don't want to buy it, because I hate to have contests where you actually have to buy something, but we're not in a position to break the packs down in the mug boxes. So maybe just take a piece of paper and put the template on there and you could fold it.
Yeah, that'll work.
Wait, say that. No, say so. You're saying just to take the template and cut it out and then make their own box? Is that?
Yeah, because we can't sample out the mug boxes right now. So, you know, so if you just wanted to print the template out on a piece of paper, you know, and just kind of cut it out and do it that way.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a really good because I typically don't let people do mock-ups on, and not that it'd be a mock-up, but it would kind of be a mock-up.
Yeah, well, maybe we should wait on the mug box contest since we only have a limited supply.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, the mug flat is sort of big to ship, and, you know, it's just some challenges there, but I think it's just an exciting product, and we're building our new products now out of the Sublimation material. So, and by the way, that's a great poll, is what products can we make out of the Sublimation material? What is your group think of products? When we had it years ago, we did some refrigerator magnets, we did bookmarks, but what are some other things that really make a lot of sense?
Yeah, yes. Okay, so Pat is saying, what about a SG400 printer? So, what do you mean, Pat? Are you saying like as a giveaway? Is that what you're asking for?
I think it's saying, how can I do a mug box with an SG400?
Oh, okay,
And,
makes sense.
And I'm going to address that as well and show you guys how to tile the designs. So I'll go over that in my video.
Cool, very cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so
great question. It was Pat, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great question. So we thought we'd do a little Father's Day portfolio of products, and ready to get started?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So I figured, do a little cute product grouping with a cute image. And we're also going to do something a little bit new today too. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. So I have my hugger, which is Hug 2. I have my hardboard coaster, which is U5822. And then I also have my bottle opener keychain, which is JW12. And I have this really cute plaid design that we're going to put on all three of them. And also, guys, if you, on your next $200 order, is it $200? I think it's, or $150 order, you receive a Father's Day art pack.
Nice.
I think
Let your Conde rep know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do
By the way, I really love this bottle opener. We'll talk about it. It's small enough where you could put it in your wallet if you were traveling. Obviously, you can also use a keychain. And I love the finished metal. It's a little bit darker tint, brushed metal. Just really looks high value.
Cool.
All right, so this is the one we're going to start with, is our bottle opener. And I have my image, we're going to do both sides at the same time. And so I have my image just duplicated on my page, and then I just lined it up and folded it in half. So now I'm just going to pro spray it and then lay my bottle opener on the inside of it. So we're just going to line it up. And fold it.
You know, the mug flat is sort of big to ship.
Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, so we're going to press this at 400 degrees for 75 seconds.
Yeah, metal is the only substrate that I know of you can press both sides at the same time because it conducts heat so well.
Good medium pressure. All right, so while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and prep my coasters by taking the peel coat off of them.
Yeah, as some of the experienced sublimators know, peel coat is on some products, peel coat is not on other products. And if you're unsure, you can always do a quick press with a cover sheet for 10-15 seconds to soften the peel coat. And if it's there, it's going to stick to the paper.
So again, I'm going to use some Pro Spray just because the cork backing, I don't want the tape to pull the cork up. And I'm going to do 2 of these at one time. Okay, we got a couple seconds left on this, and then we'll press our coasters. The other fun thing we're going to be doing today is canvas wrap. So this will be after we do our Father's Day stuff. We can get on that. I'm very excited about it. This is my very first one that I've ever done.
Nice.
So turned out good. So I'm excited to do it again. Fingers crossed.
You see how I do that to you,
Yes.
right?
Taking me out of my comfort zone.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
All right, so I'm just going to open it up. Oh yeah, so that looks really good. I'll show that to you guys in a second when it's cool.
Beautiful.
Actually, let me just go ahead. Yeah, this green on this silver looks really, really good. And it's got the year. You guys can see that.
A little over. You got it. Yep, perfect. Wow, very nice.
Yeah, and it looks great on both sides. So awesome.
Yeah.
And you could even up the volume by personalizing the design a little bit more with the dad's name, the year, the family name, you name it, so that you could really start a trend for every year he needs a new Father's Day personalized gift.
Yeah, and I went with these particular items because your dad's going to use them. It's a cute little grouping, and I just thought it was cute. So all right, we're going to press our coasters at 400 degrees for about 70 seconds, so 1:10. Going to use medium pressure.
Yeah, for those that are new to sublimation, sublimation is very much like cooking. The right ingredients cook for long enough, and like cooking, you don't want to undercook your food, but it's almost always okay to overcook sublimation a little bit. Obviously, if you cook things too long, one of the typical signs is black turns brown. And so when that cools, we can look at it. I don't think it had a little bit of black on there, and you can look at it and see it still looks just fine.
All right. So we're going to do our coaster next. We've got a couple seconds left on this. So this is our Hug 2. It's a very popular hugger. It fits like a 12-ounce can. So I just lint rolled it first. I'm going to Pro Spray it. And then
huggers, are just amazingly successful. I wrote an article recently just published on wedding gifts, and to my shock, huggers are now a standard thing with every wedding. Give out a wedding hugger. So how times change, right? So we now have huggers for the small cans. You see commonly the energy drinks come in. Got a hugger for everything, and in fact, we even have unsewn huggers.
So these turned out really cute as well. Ooh.
Tilt it forward, and the camera will pick it up better.
Really cute. Really cute.
All right. So we're going to do our hugger. I have, let's see, I'll lint roll one side, use my Pro Spray on my image.
So you might ask, why do we lint roll? And the reason is because often with, especially with fabrics, you can get a little of what we now know to be the optical brighteners used in fabric manufacturing. And those optical brighteners, if there are any left in the fabric, when you hit them with heat, they sublimate blue. And
Wow.
so keeping your environment clean certainly helps, but lint roll early and often.
Yes.
All right, so I'm pressing this for 50 seconds, medium to heavy pressure. All right. And once that's done, we'll flip it over to the other side, and then I'll show you guys our little new trick, and then we'll go on to our canvas wraps.
Often when you're doing huggers, you can do a fold like Sprite did on the bottle openers, so that you've already folded it around the hugger, and after you press it, you flip it like a burger, and do the second side. So there's always little ways that you can compress your time, speed up your production. So because I know a lot of folks do know how to sew, one of the things you can do is sublimate the whole hugger and then sew the hugger. And the advantage to doing that is that you can really get into the seams that are sewn, unlike what happens when it's already sewn.
All right, let's do our other side.
And even though you can hear me and see me, you can't smell what's happening here. And one of the things of neoprene kind of products is they have such a lovely smell. Just can't express to you. So
well, David, speaking of smelling, people ask that if it's toxic, if the fumes and stuff that they smell, if it's toxic. So
the
you can speak on that.
sublimation itself, we know to be very safe. And so if there wasn't ever an issue, it would be with heating the substrate. What you're doing is you're getting this coaster hot, you're getting that hugger hot, and there has been a fair amount of evaluation testing over these many years, and no harmful fumes has ever been detected from products that I am aware of that we, for instance, have. But, and here's the huge but, I know of people who are deathly afraid of peanuts, and the allergies associated with peanuts. So just because something's not harmful doesn't mean that it won't harm you. So if you're allergic to things, you should be very aware of that. I don't hear a lot of reports of people being allergic to fumes, but again, you always want to err on the cautious side
Nice.
with folks. So, ease your way into it, understand issues. But I would tell you this, always locate your press in a well-ventilated area, and or install a ventilation hood or fan either above or near your press. In our lab, for instance, it's well ventilated. Here, not so much. And so, that's just, and also be intelligent about things. If you sense there's an issue, then that's probably the time to pause and find out what's going on.
I am usually hypersensitive to odors, and I have not had any problems, thankfully. Love it.
They're all real natural kinds of materials, but I can walk by an area and tell you exactly what you're pressing, because the FRP, for instance, has a little bit of what I call a sweet smell to it. kind of stuff. But anyway, continuing on.
Okay, okay, we have a question here. Teresa would like to know if you could show a close-up of the sides of the koozies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. I was going to put my can in there.
Yes, that would be
Of course,
great.
I need one that's not.
Vic, you want to help her here?
I think I got
Okay.
it. I got it. Well, yeah. Hold up. That's about. Okay. Here you guys. I'll just show you. All right. So you can see I used enough pressure that the sides, they're not white. And then also on the bottom, so I can get my hands in there. The bottom also is not white. It's seamed, but that's just where the press, where the press pressed it. But it actually colored all the way through, so it's pretty good. You guys see that?
Yep. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
I think your typical sublimator probably doesn't do quite as good a job, and so you do see some white seams there. And again, as we talked about numerous times, good equipment.
Yes, I was just going to say that, David.
Makes it. So I was looking, I'm doing, I'm sort of like on a different wavelength, and I'm when she opened the press, I'm looking at the cover paper to seeing what the tint is to it, because that shows me, did we undercook it, overcook it? I'm looking at that, and we definitely, we cooked it maybe a little bit longer than we need to for a press of this caliber. But the bottom line is the more you squeeze it, probably you're going to get down into those grooves a little bit better. But with huggers, I tell everybody, in a production mode, you just need to count on seeing a little bit of the seam.
All right. So.
That was a very good job.
Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Is there a question or comment?
Jean just asked what your tattoos on your fingers say.
They don't say anything. They're just moons. It's the phases of the moons.
And I'm like,
that's cool.
It's bright.
My armpits now.
Thank you for sharing.
Right?
Thank you.
Exactly. Hello.
Sprite does have, one or two tattoos, I think.
I have a half of one.
Yeah. And Sprite also has another day job. She's an instructor, a yoga instructor. So you just never know. But I tell you what, very much enjoy working around people that aren't on my little engineering brainwave.
Yep.
They're in their own world. All right, we got something.
Okay, so let's. Okay, so I have a couple more questions. I have not done any just because of the people I see getting the white. But after seeing hers, I might try one. What were the steps she did? Nothing inside. I can't sell with the seam. So what was your time, temp, and your pressure?
All right, so this is our Hug 2, and this is I think this is on the web for 385 degrees. But because I didn't want to have to wait and reset my press, I just did it at 400 degrees for 50 seconds. And you want to use really good pressure. The pressure is the key to that ink getting into the seams. So,
and do you do on both sides at the same time, correct?
No, I do one side and then I flip it. Only because sometimes I have issues on one side or the other. So I do one side at a time. But if I'm doing like a large production run, then I would do two sides. Or actually, I would just do a bunch of them on the press and then flip them over and do the other side.
Okay, cool. All right, so I hope that answered. Okay, for the DK20S, what type of grease do we need? And how often do we grease it?
You want to use a high temp automotive grease, and you can either go to an auto parts place or stop by an oil change place, and at the oil change place just bring them a little container to shoot some in there, and then you can apply it with one of those little brushes ladies use to put on their cosmetics, the ones that
the mascara one.
Green handle with a white thing.
Right.
And
Oh no, it's a little like a little applicator.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a like an eyeshadow applicator.
I just
but
love the way
larger.
he describes it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty
Just,
funny. Yeah.
But at any rate, so it is critically important that whatever press you have, you take good care of it. And
Yes.
keeping it lubricated is extremely important. Checking the heat of it, twice a year. As far as when to lubricate, I would tell you quarterly would be a good time to lubricate it. But refer to your manual to determine, for instance, where, and if it's a press wheat cell, then obviously you can call us. But doing that, just like taking care of a car, makes all the difference in the world.
All right. Okay. So we're good?
Yeah, we're
All right.
good. We're good.
Okay, so we really do get great ideas from you guys all the time, and one of the ideas that I've seen lately is sublimating to the back of the coasters. So
Yes.
we're going to do that today. So I have the Best Dad Ever design, and I just made it black and white. I don't think color is going to show up very well, but black shows up very nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use Pro Spray because I don't want to use tape. And I'm just going to center it on there. And I'm going to press it for about 30 seconds at 400 degrees. And I'm going to do it image face down.
So the cork is up, transfer is face down.
Right, and remember we've already sublimated the face of it, so that's not going to have any.
Right. The
That's not
cork
gonna-
is the hardboard is the insulator, so we're not going to get much heat to the other side to bother it. Now, why would you do this? Well, it's another part of the substrate to decorate. You could put your referral information, reorder information.
Yes.
You could put, contact information. You could put mission statements for companies. There's so many things that you could put on the back, but at a bare minimum, put your information so that people could say, hey, where'd you get that great looking product? Well, often the person who receives the gift doesn't have a clue where it came from.
It's true.
So I didn't have enough pressure. I'm just going to press it for a couple more seconds.
So my speculation on why this works to the cork is that there's probably some glues that are used to hold the cork together to make it into a sheet, very much like the materials that hold together a piece of plywood, and those have resins in them. Those resins are polyester based, and so that's why this works.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to also say that there's really no substitute for using Pro Spray and tape. And when I say no substitute, meaning that you really need to use those. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it looks cute.
You need to use those so you don't have ghosting and you don't have your paper slipping. Yeah, awesome idea.
The principle of using Pro Spray or T-tape is very simple. When you open your press, air rushes in. It tends to move things around, and so you need to anchor things together.
Yes, because you will, especially on material, you'll get ghosting. It's tough. Yeah, so it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, often you might struggle when you have ghosting, and if you have doubts as to why it happened, you can call us. For instance, there's a kind of ghosting that it looks like you've got ghosting all the way around, almost like a halo kind of ghosting. That's not movement
Right.
of the paper.
That's bleeding.
Shrinkage. Yeah. So again, we can help you try to discern, what happened, and then everybody out there, I'm sure, already knows when you do have a problem like that, when you do have a mistake, what do you want to do with it? Well, you want to throw it away. Not the right thing to do in sublimation. Put it on your wall of shame. That's going to keep it in your face to help you remember not to make the same mistake again.
Or you can make a plaque that says, no, I'm kidding.
All right.
Okay, guys, so we're going to do a gallery wrap, and I have a square of our polyduct fabric. This is item number F0011.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take it, I'm going to lint roll it. All right, and I'm going to pre-press it for about 60 seconds.
So pre-pressing, in this case, fabric does a couple of things. One is it gives it a little bit of shrink. All fabric might shrink a little bit. So sometimes we recommend pre-pressing stuff. As the years have gone by, more and more we don't want you to spend the time pre-pressing it for the simple reason that it takes time, you have to let it cool, and so if we believe you can get away without pre-pressing, we're gonna tell you so. And so number two is there may be a little bit of wrinkles, things like that, so it makes it into a nice, consistently flat surface.
Yeah. All right, guys. So yeah, don't forget you can get this great Father's Day pattern in your next order. I think it's $150. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I'm almost positive it's a $150 order. So yeah, just let them know that you guys saw our video, and we'll give you the free art pack.
So let me just say this about gallery wraps like this. So gallery wraps at framing shops, photo shops, those kinds of things, they're incredibly popular, and they're doing it the expensive way.
Yes.
You have the tools to do it better than they do for less money. And the reason is they have to purchase expensive inkjet canvas stuff, an inkjet receptive coating on the canvas to print directly onto it. And there are a few types of inkjet receptive canvas, but in the grand scheme of things, there are not many. Well, in the case of sublimation, you have essentially available an infinite number of different polyester fabrics for different effects. Shiny versus this is a matte, very fine, almost imperceptible threads versus this is a coarse weave thread. So you really have just a huge advantage over everybody.
Okay, so I ended up buying, I don't even know, like 15 or 20 yards of it from you guys. But what is the number again?
It's F0011.
Okay, and are you guys, do you have it in stock?
Yeah. Yes,
Somebody just posted that she was told that it was back ordered.
No. I just got it out of inventory today.
Okay, so maybe they just
it's
got it in.
possible it was out of stock, maybe at another warehouse. I'm not sure, but it is a sort of a ubiquitous kind of item around here.
Okay, when pre-pressing the fabric for this, as well as other fabric items, can you apply the transfer immediately, or do you need to wait until it's cooled to avoid ghosting? And I will. Okay, they're saying wait. I personally have not pre-pressed, so that's just been my. I do quite a bit of canvas, and
I would say that not pre-pressing works, I think, the majority of the time. It just depends on sort of your personal experience, but certainly lint rolling, I would do that.
Oh yes, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it almost takes maybe 10 seconds for it to cool, so you're not waiting a long time. It's not like metal or glass.
Right.
I mean, it cools very, very, very quickly.
I've never had an issue with it, and I've done quite a lot of canvas. I love doing canvas. So.
And I'd say it's true. It is one of those kind of optional steps.
Yeah.
So this is easy to do because we're going to press it right now.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Yep. So I have an image, and I have this printed on our text print paper.
Here's one I did just in case you guys didn't see it.
Woo! Turn it so we can see the side. Rotate a little bit.
She can't hear you. She doesn't have her
Okay, yeah, I took my earpiece out. What's that?
I was just asking to see it from the side angle,
Oh.
almost. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. So this is actually, yeah, but this is the poly duck, and I love it. It's amazing.
All right, guys, so I printed my image on text print paper. Text print is a high release paper, and that's something that it's good to use on any type of fabric. So I'm going to take my Pro Spray and just lightly mist my transfer.
And a lot of people use the dye trans paper as well. They're both excellent papers.
All right, so I'm just going to center my image. Place it on my heat press, image face down.
Meaning the fabric's on the bottom, the transfer's face up on the top.
That's right. And we're going to press this for about a minute 15.
Probably too long, but hey, go for it. So your pressing time often is really dependent on how powerful your heat press is. It's sort of like burners on your stove, little burner versus a big burner. They're at the same temperature, but the big burner simply puts out a lot more heat. So ultimately, you go by what's happening at your heat press. You just document a little bit. And this press is an extremely powerful press. So the George Knight DK20S is really that flamethrower kind of heat press. It just puts out a significant amount of heat. And so I'm sure a minute 15 absolutely gets the job done. Probably could have got, a minute would have been okay, maybe just slightly lower than that.
Okay,
but in case in sublimation, almost everything, it's okay to go a little bit more than you need.
Okay, so Alice asked if there's a right or wrong side to the poly canvas.
There's not a right or wrong side.
Okay, so here's a couple more that I did. Just so I'm going to show you guys that, because I've been loving these things.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
So, yeah, and what I've been doing is I actually cut my own wood. So, and then I glued it like that, and yeah, and just using the poly canvas.
Well, tool time with Cheryl.
That's right.
One of the steps that we sometimes forget to mention is we do recommend you pass the transfer underneath the heat press for a couple of seconds, just to get any moisture that remains, even though you maybe printed it yesterday. And also, heating it just a little bit tightens the paper, and so you get just incrementally sharper output.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I've got, this is actually our frame that we use for our shout box. This is our 8x8 frame that I'm going to be using today. I have a hammer, heavy-duty stapler, and a canvas stretcher, or what's it called, a canvas plier. There we go. So I have my image, and it turned out really, really cute.
Yep.
So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to place my frame in the center of the image, and I want to make sure it's centered by, flipping the top up and the bottom. Make sure that it's going to cover the sides of my frame, and then also do the same to the sides. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so I'm going to start with the top, and I'm just going to pull it with my hand. I'm going to use my stapler, place a staple in the center.
Okay, so question, is it called poly poplin, poly duck, or poly canvas? And it's poly duck.
Yeah, it's this is the poly duck. I mean, we do have poly poplin, we do have all of that listed, we do have, but this particular one is the poly duck.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going to take and grab a hold and pull.
So, question is, what's the depth of the wood that you're using? It's like 4 inches? No, can't be 2 inches?
I think it's you talking about how thick the frame is?
Yeah, about 2 inches, maybe.
It looks like maybe an inch and a half.
Yeah, I think it's an inch and yes,
Okay.
it is an inch and a half.
Hand me the ruler over there, Vic.
Yeah, because it was 8 by 8, and I made it.
Yeah, pretty sure. But we'll go on here anyway.
So precise. I
Inch
love
and a half.
it. Inch and a half. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so my staple didn't go down all the way. I'm going to tap it in with a hammer. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my sides. So I'm just going to take it and pull it. I'm going to use my canvas stretcher again. I'm going to add some more staples after I get all 4 sides secured.
Now, I'll say in advance, framing is not our original day job here.
What?
So if we can do it, then that makes it, absolutely an easy thing for everybody.
Yeah, I will be honest. I watched the video, our Conde video on how to do this morning. I did my first one about, I guess about an hour ago now. And yeah, so this is my very second one. So
we did.
Yes. Yesterday, we were talking. Sprite and I were talking about what to do today, and I said, "Whoa, what about a canvas?"
We were selling.
Sure.
We've been selling the wood frames, the wood sides for a long time, and again, you may be able to get them from your local frame shop or a craft store or whatever. But obviously, this is something that's super exciting. Now, I think the catch, if you will, is that you're limited. Your frame size is going to be limited, of course, according to the size of your printer. So with an SG800 bypass tray, you're at really a max size just a little bit less than, say, 13 by 21. And so, if it's an inch on each side, then you're down to slightly less than, say, 11 inches going across the front of the frame.
So, Alice, honestly, you can use pliers to stretch it with. You don't really need those. And the truth is that I've been doing mine and I haven't used it, and it's pretty taut. So you can just literally pull it. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do screen printing, and with silk screens. Yeah, it was, you have to use like a tensioner, and this is, you could definitely do it by hand.
Right, for sure.
But I think we got these at our local craft store. Anybody's going to have them. Fabric store or...
So Pat wants to know if I'm drinking wine.
Maybe.
It's water. Water into wine.
All right, so I've got my 4 corners laid down. I'm just going to take and trim my fabric.
Okay, so Evelyn's asking David, hello, do you have a frame with a slot for the films you sell, like the one Cheryl Kuchek made with Liberty on it?
Well, we don't use a slot. What we do is we just staple the film to the back of the frame, and it creates a shadow box.
Well, I'm going to do a video on how I made mine. So, because
the canvas frame does have a slot in it, or does it? Never mind.
What's a canvas frame?
The frame that the frame stretcher.
It may have a slot in it. I don't know. It's been a while since I looked at that product.
Victoria, would you do me a favor?
Here's one right here.
Let's see if it's got a slot. Yes, it does have a slot.
You can.
They are slotted.
Okay, you can get the it's poly duck, and you can buy it from Conde.
Yeah, here's the here's one we did some time ago. It's just a larger version of what she's doing. It looks like the same polyduct canvas. Looks absolutely gorgeous, of course. Just very attractive.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
and this
think
is,
she's referring to the color light film and if there's a base with a slot.
Oh, no, but with the color light film, you can just attach it to like the back. You can make the film a little bit bigger and then just attach it like we did, how we made the shadow boxes with the frames. Yeah, so, but no, we don't offer a slotted frame. We do offer, like the frames for this that do have the slots in it, but that's for the canvas.
Yeah,
All right.
I think if you get one of the shout boxes or you just get some film, you can put it on the back, and it's very attractive, just stapled or glued to the back.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
All right, guys, so we're going to do our corners. This is the hardest part, really, and it's not that hard. So I have everything trimmed, and I'm just going to find where I want my corners to be. So I'm just going to take it and kind of do a little fold and put a staple in. And then just like you do a bed sheet, I'm just going to make another little crease, pull it with my fingers, and staple it again.
Yeah, that's probably the toughest part is the corners for sure.
So let me show you guys what I'm doing kind of up close a little bit. All right.
Okay, so
I take
Evelyn
it-
said, thank you, Cheryl. That was what I was asking.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just take it and just kind of, can you see? All right, so I just
Yeah.
make a fold. Well, I did it on the wrong side. So I just fold it here. No, I think that's all right. And then once I have it folded, I can just, I'm going to staple it here. Let's do that real quick. Probably shouldn't. All right, so I got that staple in, and then I'm just going to take this corner and make a nice little crease, make sure it's nice and tight, pull it with my fingers, wrap it around, and then staple again. Probably a couple of staples on this side. There we go.
Oh, looking good.
All right, just like that. So let me finish the other two corners, and we'll be good to go.
Cool.
Isn't she doing a great job, guys?
Absolutely.
Wow. Live, on
Yeah,
camera, no
yeah.
retakes.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes. I've recorded this, so I will be uploading this to YouTube, but it will also be in the group as well. So it's awesome.
All right, guys. So yeah, I'm about done with this. Make sure. Oh, we have a webinar coming up tomorrow.
We do?
Yeah, with the AS. Oh, that is today.
That was today. Okay.
Never mind.
She gave me a fright. So
Yeah, I'm like, it's Saturday. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay,
will.
does anyone?
We had our webinar, as I mentioned earlier today, and wow, Craig can talk, and
He sure
he's
can.
a good presenter.
Oh,
Wow, isn't it beautiful?
And then you can
Really
see the
beautiful.
corners.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
Okay,
really,
so
really cute. And
okay,
there's the back of it.
so Teresa's asking, does anyone know where the best place is for the canvas frames? Not the stretcher bars you have to stretch. They are really nice and you do not have to staple them. I have a
Right, yeah.
VersaCam for canvas, but same thing would apply to the poly. Okay, so yeah, there is actually a company out in Indianapolis.
So we do offer those on our website, the kind that slot in. They have like the tongue and groove, and then they have a slot where you can actually like put like a piece of tubing in, and it stretches the canvas for you.
Okay.
And I was actually going to do a 16 by 16 today, but like I said, we lost the large format printer. But the item number for that is TXT 4127. and that's the canvas frame.
But again, there may be lots of places out there, craft shops, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, that have everything you need. So definitely look around. But
this company that we it was at one of the shows, and I don't remember what show, but you could just kind of snap them together, and it was actually a pretty cool frame.
Maybe you could find out who it is and share it with everyone.
Yeah, Dottie, you should know because you were with me. We bought some. No local places sell these. Okay, so Dottie may know because anyway, they have different sizes, 5x7, 8x11, and I bought a bunch of them, but I'm not sure about the ones you're talking about, so I'll have to look those up.
I know that we have a craft store here in Mobile, Joanna's, and they sell the blank wooden frames for the canvas. So, any kind of fabric store, like Michael's will probably have it. Anywhere you can go get something framed, they'll probably sell the wooden frames. Definitely Lowe's. I'm pretty sure you can get a framing from Lowe's. Just call around, ask. Any of your photography shops, your print shops, probably.
Okay, she said, "Let me look in my office." Yeah, I forgot the name of them, but I know that they were in Indiana, and they were just cool because it was a kit that you put together and super easy.
It's reminding me of that.
But you know what, David? Maybe I will give you the name, and maybe you can start carrying them because they were really nice, actually. I mean, I bought a bunch of them, but they're really nice. So I'll get you the name of the company.
Good deal. So, in sort of closing here, let's think about how we can do things like sublimate on the back for your referral information. Just what other exciting tips or whatever are right in front of us.
It's so true, honestly. And, who would have ever thought you could go into a place like Odd Lots and find sublimatable plaques?
No one.
Right?
I mean,
exactly.
it's like just off the charts to me that
How
happened.
How eclectic is that?
Yeah.
That is.
I know. And it truly came out beautiful. I mean, it
does look great.
really came out
I'd
beautiful.
say it's better than beautiful. I mean, it goes beyond that. But I just love the artwork but the innovativeness in the design,
Yeah. I'm giving it to them on Sunday. I'm sure they're going to love this.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be really cool. But it's been a great show. Let's talk about, so Monday, well, I'll put it this way. By next week, we will have a contest going with Conde. I'll get with David and Sprite, and we'll come up with something really awesome. And, okay, so Dottie says the name of the company is Professional Image, David. So maybe you
could discern what the website is. Seems somewhat, like a generic name, but Professional Image.
Yeah, it's
okay.
And yeah, we were at the indie show. They were at the indie show, and it's called Professional Image. Just look up frames or something like that. I mean, really, really nice people.
Okay.
Anyway, if there is, okay, so I'm just seeing if we have any other questions. Now that I have some extra time, I'm going to binge watch all your videos. That's good, yeah. And there's a lot in the files, so you can go back and look at some of them. It's definitely awesome. Yeah. Okay, so we will come up with a fun, okay, it's professionalimage.com. Great job, Sprite. Thanks for the demonstration. Excellent work, Cheryl. Nice things you've created. Thanks, David, for your expertise. Wise words. I am more informed.
Well, thanks,
yeah.
Sprite. Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Yes,
Take care.
Okay, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks. Bye-bye.